to help BITS succeed is in its efforts, that is, BITS's efforts to expand or to transform. One of the key elements that will help BITS succeed in its effort to expand or to transform is BITS's use of technology. You're aware, BITS Pilani was in 2005 the first in India to conduct BITSAA, an online examination for admissions to its undergraduate programs. This summer, approximately 115,000 students took the exam, conducted in 50 sessions, spread over 21 days at 32 centers. Most other institutions in India have now woken up to the potential use of IT in admissions. BITS is currently implementing a full-scope ERP system based on PeopleSoft to capture online the complete student life cycle from admissions to graduation. I understand BITS is one of 3 in India to do so. We are similarly committed to using the more recent cloud-based internet infrastructure for various applications, including web-based and email communications, content generation and distribution, and high-performance computing and storage. The project BITSConnect2.0 is very special, both to BITS and to me personally. While Professor Banerjee will share with us the various components of the telepresence network infrastructure, I will share with you what we believe this effort and investment is so important to BITS. But before that, I will share with you, for me, this is, in some sense, a dream come true. I have worked on developing similar technologies in the early 1990s. Sadly, that could not be brought to any shape then, given that in India we were still struggling with speeds of 64 kilobits per second. Around 2008 or so, when Mr. John Chambers, CEO of Cisco Systems, first introduced telepresence technology in India, his first question was addressed to me as to how we from academia could use this technology. To me, the answer then was, and is also the answer today, faculty across institutions or campuses can collaborate in teaching courses across institutions or campuses and thereby address the serious constraints on faculty resources that institutions in India have to live with. In the current semester at BITS, we will offer 14 undergraduate and postgraduate courses across the 4 campuses in India. If we can do this semester after semester, I can estimate that we will need 7 fewer faculty members. Equivalently, 28 faculty members will have more time to devote to research. How else does BITS expect to use this infrastructure? Truly, its applications are numerous. Each one of us will, however, have to discover them or innovate upon them. To my mind, it will enable cross-campus collaboration between faculty members to either review a curriculum, formulate joint research proposals, examine theses, or simply hold cross-campus meetings of the Senate and other such bodies. Other areas that we will explore include cross-campus placements, faculty recruitment, cross-campus seminars by visitors or by alumni from remote locations under Project Embryo. As I said earlier, this infrastructure will hopefully fire our imagination on who to and how to engage with others and for what purpose. Before I close, I must place on record the tremendous contributions that our alumni have made to the formulation of this project, to the design of the technical infrastructure, to getting the right price with vendors, and to part funding it as well. In this context, I would fail in my duty if I were to not recognize the contributions made by many alumni, including Prem Jain, Shashikant Kandilwal, Raju Reddy, Sharad Kolla, and many others. Thank you, alumni. You make BITS proud. His Excellency, Shri Vanchu, thank you once again for your gracious presence. And thank you, Shri Satyanarayana, for your time. We look forward to your words of encouragement, support, and good wishes. Mr. Banerjee.
Thank you, Professor Jan. Very good evening and warm welcome to the distributed inauguration session of the BITSConnect 2. Coming to the infrastructure which is in place, very briefly, if I could mention, we have 3 classrooms of roughly 180 to 200 seater capacity in each of the campuses connected to this infrastructure, where students would have an opportunity to ask questions in an interactive way, in such a way such that by using a button which is called Look at Me button right now on their desks, they will be able to get focused and zoomed in so that the professor will be able to see, irrespective of the campus he is delivering lecture from, the student, and then he can ask a question which will be seen and heard by all students and professor in respective campuses. In addition to that, we have 3 campuses, each one of them having an 18-seater telepresence capability called immersive telepresence room. In this, eye-to-eye contact will be possible between the participants. For example, from the room that I am speaking from, there is an identical room at Goa campus and an identical room at Hyderabad campus. When any one of the campus speakers speaks from one of the telepresence rooms, he will appear on all the 3 screens along with other 17 people who will be simultaneously seen and who can establish eye-to-eye contact while talking. You will see it very soon changing if you are in one of those 18-seater rooms located there, as soon as I invite different speakers to address from their respective telepresence rooms. For this session, classrooms are primarily participating by the way of watching it. In the very next session, the entire thing will be focused on the classroom. We also have an integrated capability which allows recording centrally of any event which is done in an encrypted manner. And if the need be, we can use it for video on demand kind of use of the technology for later viewing or later review by students if it is a course being taught. For example, one of the 14 courses which is going to be handled this semester through this technology, where from one campus a professor will deliver a lecture and other campus students will join in. Suppose it is desired at a later stage that a particular course's one specific set of lectures are to be recorded for making them available later on. Technically, it is possible. So that's all about the basic infrastructure that we have in place. Of course, needless to say, we use a dedicated network interconnecting the data center, all the 3 campuses, and the best quality of experience will be in those 18-seater rooms. Next best quality of experience will be in the classrooms. And of course, we have an ability to connect via an internet gateway. That means if a professor from a particular university or a research lab wishes to deliver a lecture or wishes to interact over the internet, he can connect via our gateway once we so allow simultaneously to all our campuses and can deliver lecture to all students. Similarly, any collaboration across the campuses and involving campuses and outside involving telepresence rooms also is possible. So thank you very much. May I now call upon Professor V.S. Rao, Director of BITS Pilani, Hyderabad campus, to kindly introduce our guest of honor, Mr. J. Satyanarayana, Secretary, DIT.
I have the honor to introduce Mr. J. Satyanarayana, the guest of honor for today's function. He is an IAS officer from the 1977 batch of AP cadre and presently is the Secretary, IT, Government of India. He has been a pioneer in implementation of e-government projects. In early 90s, he implemented computerization of the registration department of Andhra Pradesh, and later he spearheaded the e-Seva project and e-procurement platform. Mr. Satyanarayana is a great believer in the concept of public-private partnership for execution of e-governance projects. He is the founder of National Institute of Smart Governments, which was involved in virtually every important e-government initiative of the Government of India, including computerization of the Ministry of Company Affairs, Passport Seva, and so on. In addition to conceptualization and implementation of e-government projects, he has contributed extensively to the thought leadership in the e-government domain. It is a great privilege, sir, to have you with us for this inaugural function. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, please. Kindly go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Rao, and Your Excellency, the Governor of Goa, Professor Jain, all the distinguished alumni of BITS Pilani, other faculty and students. Really, it's a great privilege for me to be here participating in the inaugural session of this new facility. And I must compliment Professor Jain for this excellent effort, which is really first of its kind, possibly in the educational arena in this country. I perceive this as an effort to use technology as a knowledge multiplier, because in a country like India, where we have the geography is extremely large, and also the requirements are numerous, and there is shortage of faculty, I think this particular telepresence facility would fill the critical gap in disseminating knowledge of a very high quality across several campuses. I have been always a believer in the power of the technology. But the key thing is for us to realize how to use the technology effectively for making a difference. I look at it in two dimensions. Technology which can bring new capabilities which are not there before. Secondly, using technology for enhancing the existing capabilities by way of increasing the efficiency, effectiveness, transparency, convenience of the users. So this is, as I repeat to say, that this is an excellent example of the former. That's it's creating new capabilities which are not there before. Collaboration and, using the same faculty to teach in 3 different classrooms in different geographies. In the government of India, a similar kind of a project is being implemented currently. It is called the National Knowledge Network, which aims to connect 1,500 educational institutions, universities and institutions of higher learning and research across the country with a gigabit fiber. Already we have crossed about 900 as of now. And the idea is that the high bandwidth is used for not only the enhanced quality of education and research in those institutions, but also creating a collaborative environment. I think this is a good example. We can take a leaf out of what Professor Jain and his team have done in this experiment. In addition, we have also a very impressive and mammoth project of connecting 250,000 villages in this country through a gigabit network, and by end of December this year we hope to accomplish this. But the key question in both NKN and NOFN is the very same with which I started my intervention. That is, the technology is there, but how to make best use of it to make a difference to the people of this country. That is where we have to focus. And we have also recently come up with a triad of policies, the Government of India, which looks at the next 10 to 15 years of development in the areas of telecom, through the telecom policy, the ICT policy, and also the electronics manufacturing policy. As mentioned in the introductory remarks by Professor Rao, the e-governance is really also being given a high thrust and focus in these policies. The idea is to serve the citizens of this country more effectively and more transparently, more efficiently, and provide them a whole lot of services that were unheard of or unthinkable even as of now. So we have 31 mission mode projects aligned. The passport seva and the corporate affairs that were mentioned earlier being two of them. The idea at the end of the day is to make a difference in the life of the citizens of this country, whether it is the urban area, whether it is a rural area, using technology as an effective tool in this gigantic national task. So I'm particularly fortunate to be heading this particular ministry at an exciting time and trying to add my experience and my knowledge and my effort in this particular direction. I thank Professor Jain, whom I had known almost for 10 years. Some of the initiatives we worked together, and it was nice of him to have invited me to the inaugural function here. And I wish all the faculty and the students of the Pilani group of institutions that they should make full and effective use of this facility. And I would request Professor Jain also that the lessons learned in this could be passed on to us so that it could be useful for us for a wider application in the National Knowledge Network project. So I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Satyanarayana, for your kind address, an insightful one at that. Now it is my privilege to introduce Mr. Prem Jain, former Senior Vice President of Cisco and a distinguished BITS Alumnus awardee. He's there, and Mr. Prem Jain also happens to belong to 1968 batch of BITS Pilani. He was most recently Senior Vice President of the Server Access Virtualization Business Unit for Cisco Systems and a member of Cisco's Development Council. He did co-found quite a few companies. Prior to that, he was also the Director Engineering for David System and a member of the scientific staff at Bell Northern Research Laboratory. Mr. Jain is the recipient of 2 patents and is a member of the IEEE. He also holds a bachelor's degree with honors from BITS Pilani and a master's from Electrical Engineering and Computer Science from University of California, Davis. He does enjoy hiking, amongst other things. He is quite actively involved in the alumni activities and volunteer activities with respect to non-profit organizations, and he is the global chair and mentor for the BITSConnect 2.0 project. May I now request Mr. Prem Jain to address us.
Thank you. Distinguished guests, Vice Chancellors, Directors, and all the faculty members, students, and the fellow alumni. On behalf of BITSAA, I would like to welcome you for this historical moment for education as well as for BITS Pilani and all the campuses that we are virtually launching using the state-of-the-art technology, this collaboration technology, which is being deployed in Hyderabad, Pilani, Goa campus, and soon will be deployed in Dubai campus also. The idea of building this technology came about almost 2 years ago when we had our first BITSAA Global Meet, which was launched first time in Delhi in 2011. BITSAA is an umbrella organization of 60 plus BITS chapters, 50,000 plus students globally in 90 different countries. I think we all came together and thought about doing multiple things for our alma maters. We decided that we are going to work in 4 different types of project: student enrichment, faculty enrichment, doing something for community where the campuses are, nearby community, as well as building infrastructure. We did, in last 12 years of existence of BITSAA, multiple projects in all these areas. We did BITSConnect 1.0 to connect all the campus in Pilani, all the student rooms, faculty homes, as well as all the classrooms, so that they can be connected to the internet through wired or wireless, leveraging voice over IP technologies, as well as security to make sure that it's well secure. After that, we did many different projects, and during the BGM, we decided that this will be a very important project for us to bring the latest state-of-the-art technologies and making these 4 campuses into one single virtual university. By leveraging this technology, it's possible to create a lot of opportunities for our students, for alumni, for the corporations to leverage this and make sure that we can make it very efficient education, as well as collaboration, working with different technologies, working with different areas where we can really create a significant impact in innovation, leveraging these particular technologies. So I'd like to thank particularly 3 individuals, I think, who really contributed the most making this possible: Sashikant Khandelwal, Sharat Kola, who is in Hyderabad campus, and Professor Rahul Banerjee. They spent nights and days in last 1.5 years with a team of 50 volunteers, which is really started from scratch, selecting the technologies in a very professional manner, designing it, implementing it, and here we are today launching this. So I want to really thank all the BITSians who helped us, all the alumni who helped us. It is a joint project between BITS and BITSAA International. It is really, we are very thankful to all the alumni who contributed for this particular program. And we'd like to make sure that they will continuously do so for all the future activities which is BITSAA is going to take. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Jan, for your insightful address. And before I introduce Mr. John Chambers, I would like to just mention very quickly that this particular project from alumni side was actually co-chaired by 2 young people, Shashikant sitting at Pilani and Sharat sitting in Hyderabad campus telepresence room respectively. So I just wish to acknowledge their contribution specifically on that, along with others. So it is a privilege to introduce Mr. John Chambers, who has a video message for us. And he joined Cisco in the year 1961, and I beg your pardon, 1991. And he did help company to grow to a $46 billion company. He was named chairman in addition to his role as CEO. He has received many awards for his leadership over 17 years of his stay at Cisco, including the Bower Award for Business Leadership from Franklin Institute. May I now request Pilani Campus Classroom to kindly play the video message of Mr. John Chambers for all of us. I would request all other classrooms.
Hello, I'm John Chambers, CEO and Chairman of Cisco. It's a pleasure to be with you today on the BITSConnect 2.0. It's hard to believe, but it was nearly a decade ago when you all set the example in terms of the importance of connectivity. Connecting, if you will, IP telephony, changing the way voice is transmitted, gigabit capabilities across the entire campus and between universities, and thinking again in terms of the role wireless would play. Today, you're doing it once again. You're making history in terms of how video will become not just the next voice, but the primary way in which we communicate any device to any content, any professor to any student, any healthcare organization to anyone throughout India. It's exciting what you're beginning to do and understand how the importance of video and pervasive video will completely change education and the way that all of us interface to technology. It will not just connect the campuses, it will connect the world. And it brings to life the power of an intelligent network. Intelligence throughout the network not only allows the processing capability or the storage capability or the network to be pervasive so that you have no idea where you're gathering the information from. It can be on the device, the iPad, if you will, in your hand. It can be somewhere in the network. It can be at a great university. Or it can be in the minds of key professors and say, how do you bring this throughout your entire student body? The ability to capture this allows for a competitive advantage both as a university or a company, as a country, how quickly you can do innovation, and how you can operate with operational excellence that we've not seen before. In short, I believe it will completely transform education, healthcare, and the way the government delivers services to all the citizens throughout every country. An example of teachers or doctors, the ability to bring teaching capability not only to the best and brightest in your great universities and engineering organizations, but bring healthcare to every citizen within India at an affordable cost in a video-type capability. But it allows you to begin to understand the power as you train your best engineering students and as you deliver your content to these students to understand what the power can be in terms of innovation. It allows you to bridge this gap. It is the ability, in my opinion, to catch what I call market transitions. People often ask what has been unique about Cisco. We're customer-driven, but what we focus on is not the competition, but catching market transitions, both technology and business in the market. And when you think about it, it's never occurred at a faster pace than it is right now. We just recently did a survey for students around the world, and it talks about how important virtual access to the Internet has become to them. A third of the college students, if they had a choice between owning a car or being on the Internet, would say, I'd rather be on the Internet and have access to the Internet. When you think about what this means, a third of the college students are really saying the availability of network to connect to any content that they want is as basic as food and water and shelter. And something that I probably would have struggled with, 40% of college students would rather be on the Internet, communicating through the Internet, than being out on a date or hanging out with friends. Now, what this points out is how quickly things are changing. And it's important for great companies or great universities, and make no mistake about it, you're among the world's elite here, to know that all of us have to change. In fact, the most difficult organization to change is often those who've been most successful. That's why I become so excited about what you're doing today. It's knowing how to change and knowing when to change, in a culture that adapts to change, that separates you from your peers. For those students in the audience, a couple words of advice. I was asked to make my key comments in terms of if I were a student now or giving advice to the students in terms of their future or lessons learned in life, what would be some of the key takeaways? The first one would be treat people like you'd like to be treated yourself. As basic as that says, that's how we treat our employees at Cisco. That's also how we treat our customers. Secondly, you don't learn a lot when you talk. The importance of listening and learning how to do that very effectively. Third is take risk. If you're not taking risk, you never get ahead in life. And you'll learn more about your setbacks than you will your actual successes. Deal with life the way it is and learn that probably it will determine your future as an individual or as a company more about how you deal with those challenges than actually how you handle your successes. My parents, who are both doctors, taught me a long time ago, education was the equalizer in life. What's exciting today is it's now education and the access to pervasive video through the internet that are the equalizers in life. And as you're successful, let me encourage you to give back. First, it's the right thing to do. It's example for others, but you can make a huge difference. We're proud very much of being a small part of the BITS team, and literally what you're doing from a leadership and alumni perspective, I think is an example for the rest of the world. Cisco Partners from Life, we partner all the time. We believe it is the differentiator in terms of how organizations can work together and bring the power of collaborative groups to really change the world. Congratulations once again. I want to thank you and continue to challenge you for your leadership. Enjoy the day.
We would like to place on record the gratitude to Mr. John Chambers for his address. And now I would like to invite upon the director of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus, who is currently at the Shankar Lal Gaur Collaboration Center, funded by an alumnus of BITS Pilani at Hyderabad, Professor Rao, for your kind address, please.
Thank you. His Excellency, the Governor of Goa, Shri Bharatvir Vancho, the chief guest for today's function, Mr. J. Satyanarayana, Secretary IT, the guest of honor for today's function, Professor B.N. Jain, Vice Chancellor, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, and students. At the very outset, let me congratulate BITSAA International and alumni for this excellent accomplishment. BITSAA's initiatives are path-breaking. BITSConnect 1.0, implemented a decade ago, as explained by Mr. Prem Jain, connected BITS students, faculty, and staff, and provided a window for interaction with the external world besides contributing to all-round developments. BITSConnect 2.0 is another landmark development, and it will remain an important milestone. It is, in fact, a culmination of the concerted efforts of alumni across the world and faculty and staff from the 3 campuses. The way both these projects, BITSConnect 1.0 and BITSConnect 2.0, are conceived, designed, planned, and executed in a professional way deserves appreciation of one and all. This telepresence facility is a harbinger of technology-enabled campus and a technology-enabled university that would open a plethora of opportunities for collaborations and cooperation in teaching, research, entrepreneurship, administration, mentoring, and career counseling, as mentioned by Professor B.N. Jain, Mr. Prem Jain, and Mr. Satyanarayana. It comes at the most appropriate time when BITS has expanded into 4 campuses and student strength, both off-campus and on-campus, has increased considerably. In fact, this is a necessity in a multi-campus environment for cross-campus delivery of courses, invited talks, seminars, or academic conferences, collaborative research, and effective administration. It will boost placement opportunities to students and make the life much easier for recruiters in campus placements. I must say that this is the first of its kind in the university system wherein geographically dispersed campuses are connected to one virtual campus. The opportunities that this facility can provide are limitless, and it is difficult to visualize at this juncture their complete scope and impact. It is also difficult to visualize how the future classroom will look like with all novel and innovative methods and techniques of teaching and the concomitant development in the area of technology. It is certainly going to address the global problem of faculty shortage, as mentioned by Mr. Satyanarayana and others, and faculty expertise. It will be a boon to continuing and lifelong education and will help our work-integrated learning programs to improve their efficiency and expansion. With this, the time sensitives can be addressed effectively in the entire university matters. More than anything, it is a go green by cutting down carbon pollution and by reducing travel across the campuses and other locations. Telepresence has taken the conferencing to a new height and put more life into it, which is essential for the delivery of cross-campus courses. In this technology-enabled era, universities need to reorganize by embracing technology. BITS has always been in the forefront of innovations and modernization. In fact, it is through such constant innovations and modernization that BITS has earned its preeminent position. Anyway, this facility would have happened at BITS sometime later, but alumni, by chipping in, hastened, accelerated the process, and placed BITS in that Ivy League institutions having telepresence facility. I must thank the BITSAA International for this. In fact, I recall that this idea was discussed in the BITSAA Global Meet in January 2011, as mentioned by Mr. Prem Jain, and subsequently in BITS Alumni Advisory Council, and it was planned to be completed in January 2014. I am pleased to inform you that while the second BITSAA Global Meet is going to take place in BITS Pilani, Hyderabad campus in the first week of January 2014, we are already equipped with BITSConnect2.0 in our campuses, almost a year in advance. Finally, I would like to express our gratitude to all alumni, BITSAA International, for this great effort. We are highly indebted to Mr. Raju Reddy and Mr. Sarath Sura for their generous contribution to Sierra Atlantic Learning Center in Hyderabad, and Mr. Jay Gaur for Shankar Lal Gaur Collaboration Center at Hyderabad campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Rao, for your kind address. Now it is my privilege to call upon Professor G. Raghurama, Director of BITS Pilani campus, from the Red Bus Collaboration Center at BITS Pilani. Professor Raghurama.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahul. Your Excellency, Governor of Goa, Mr. J. Satyanarayana, Prem Jain and other distinguished alumni and distinguished guests, faculty, colleagues and friends. As we all understand, this is a momentous occasion and an important milestone in the history of BITS, and this is also in tune with the strategic plan of BITS Pilani, that is Vision 2020, where we have committed to provide the best of the facilities, infrastructure to our faculty and students. It's a great opportunity for our faculty and students to collaborate. These are exciting times when the teaching and learning is changing, and I think all the teachers and the students look forward to making best use of this new technology, and I'm sure our faculty and students will collaborate, simultaneously innovate and create new teaching and learning paradigm. I should place on record the contribution made by the alumnus to Pilani campus. Of course, BITS Pilani was only one campus at that time. Around 12 years back, when we introduced the state-of-the-art connectivity in the Pilani campus. Same, Prem Jain and his team helped us. Mr. J.P. Mishra and other colleagues in Pilani worked very hard to make that time what was the state-of-the-art. And it works even now, where the technology obsolescence is very fast. This is the second phase, BITS Connect 2.0, where BITS has become a multi-campus university. Now we are using the latest technology to connect the campuses. I look forward to getting best out of this, and I'm sure with the help of the alumnus and all the students and faculty, we will be making best use of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Ragurama, for your kind address. Now it is my honor to request the director of BITS Pilani Goa campus to kindly introduce His Excellency Governor of Goa, Mr. Bharatveer Vanchu, from the Janak Raj Handa Collaboration Center at KK Birla Goa campus of BITS Pilani.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my proud privilege to introduce His Excellency the Governor of State of Goa, Shri Bharatveer Vanchu, an IPS officer of 1976 batch and a postgraduate in history. Shri Vanchu has vast experience in the fields of VVIP security, departmental security, intelligence, and counter-insurgency. He is one of the most experienced officers of the country, dealing with such a different and challenging field of work. He was the founding member of the Special Protection Group called SPG and has worked there for 18 years in different capacities, and as its chief from 2004 till his retirement in 2011. Shri Vanchu took over as Governor of the State of Goa on 4th May 2012. With his long experience in IB, where use of technology is inevitable, His Excellency is most suited to inaugurate the telepresence facility and advise us on its best usage. Your Excellency, may I now request you to deliver the inaugural address, please.
Professor B.N. Jain, Vice Chancellor BITS Pilani, Shri Satyanarayana, Secretary, Department of Information Technology, Government of India, Directors of all the BITS campuses, Professor Rahul Banerjee, Shri Raju Reddy, Shri Prem Jain, members of the press and media, my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be here this evening to inaugurate this video telephony and telepresence system at BITS Pilani, Goa campus. This function is indeed indicative of technological advancement and expertise, as a result of which this inauguration is happening, should I say virtually, in all the 3 BITS campuses in India at the same time. Video telephony through private connectivity or point-to-point connectivity has enabled this real and virtual occasion, which will reduce human distance and travel time and expense on a real-time basis. In the arena of knowledge exchange and reaching a larger target audience, this represents the smart use of a great technological tool and is therefore a moment of celebration. Under the far-sighted leadership of the Chancellor, Dr. Kumar Mangalam Birla, and Vice Chancellor, Professor B.N. Jain, the BITS organization, or should I say the BITS family, has created a world-class ICT infrastructure to connect its 3 Indian campuses through BITSConnect2.0. I would like to congratulate the BITS Pilani leadership for this forward-looking notable achievement. I am happy that BITS Pilani and the BITS Alumni Association jointly took up the task to realize this project. This is not only a testament of technology and cost sharing by multiple stakeholders, but also exemplifies the continuity of a relationship, connectivity, trust, and mission sharing between BITS and its alumni, who are the institution's resource ambassadors spread all over the world. I would like to convey my deep appreciation for this bond and look forward to future rewarding endeavors. The alumni, by their sizable contribution, have to an extent paid back their debt of gratitude to their alma mater. Friends, I would on this happy occasion say that the emergence of ICT in the recent past, its revolutionary impact on our educational process, and the evolution of the concept of a virtual university and knowledge management is no more a distant vision. Now that BITS Pilani is adopting this technological medium, I am confident that many other institutions in India will follow in their footsteps to expand their knowledge delivery mechanism and outreach through such technology initiatives. While this project will connect BITS classrooms in all the 3 campuses at Pilani, Goa and Hyderabad to make a virtual and interactive single classroom, it will also help conduct day-to-day inter-campus interactions, share distinguished lectures live, enable real-time cross-campus research deliveries, besides enabling multi-campus placements and remote recruitment. I am confident that BITS will expand this video telephony version of BITSConnect2.0 and further link BITS to the best of the research and learning centers all over India and abroad, and be a tool for building greater knowledge capacity and knowledge society. It is a matter of pride that through this technology, Indian television media today is as good as best of international news medias. Some other select sectors in India, including in the government sector, also use this technology for purposes of advanced information sharing. While teleconferencing facilities are already in use in many academic institutions, point-to-point video telephony connectivity involving multiple campuses across the country, as we see here today, is yet to be a part of India's educational infrastructure. I'm sure you would agree that technology incorporation is critically linked to addressing some of the persistent and perplexing problems of our country that it is experiencing in the education sector. With over 13 million students enrolled in higher education, India is the 3rd largest country behind China and the US in student enrollments. This, however, reflects a gross enrollment ratio of only 12.4% compared to the global average of 26%. The Indian higher education system faces acute shortage of quality educators. The quality of education is not of the highest standards, and there is a very limited focus on research. This is a big negative and is indeed a matter of concern. While government is taking all possible steps to address these critical challenges, one of our country's premier private universities, none other than BITS Pilani, has happily taken the lead through its BITSConnect2.0 program, which is a laudable initiative. Friends, I would like to mention that in the context of India's growing technology drive, the relevance of ICT in mass education for educating our masses and the future generations at the university and school levels is now being incrementally realized. Our challenge in meeting the demand and supply of qualified and experienced teachers for our universities, colleges and schools can largely be addressed using these rapidly evolving technological tools, and BITS Pilani has shown us the way. I have no doubt that future trends in pedagogy and educational processes are bound to benefit from this technological advancement. Elite institutions like BITS stand out as leaders in this technological achievement. Large parts of India, as we know, are far behind from these benefits. I would strongly wish and urge your institution to be the pioneer in this field and initiate a Connect India movement to not only facilitate the direction of future education, but also integrate India and more particularly young Indians towards development of their potential to enable overall development of our country. Friends, I feel that as this project goes live today with its unique and impressive infrastructure put up in the telepresence conference room and classrooms of the BITS campuses, the prospects of BITS Pilani to place itself amongst the most advanced centers in higher education field and become a model technological university in India appears to have been achieved. I urge the entire teaching and student community to take maximum advantage of this facility towards the best use of education in our country. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your words of wisdom and kind words of encouragement to all of us. It is now my privilege to request Chairman of BITS Alumni Affairs Division and Director of BITS Pilani KK Birla Goa Campus, Professor K. Raman, to consider kindly giving a vote of thanks.
Today, BITS has made history, and it is primarily possible due to the dedicated hard work put in by a number of people, and it is our pleasure to express our gratitude. On behalf of our Chancellor, Dr. Kumar Mangalam Birla, and Vice Chancellor, Professor Bijendranath Jain, I would like to express our gratefulness to His Excellency, Sri Bharatveer Vanchu, Governor of the State of Goa, for his gracious presence and his thought-provoking address. Sir, we will assure you that BITS will be second to none in exploiting modern technologies like the one you have just inaugurated to the advantage of our nation. We are thankful to Mr. Satyanarayana, Secretary DIT, for his address. Sir, we would look forward for more collaboration with the Government of India using your good offices. Mr. John Chambers, CEO and President Cisco, even though could not be present on the occasion, obliged us with an inspiring message, and BITS would like to thank him, Cisco, and all its employees for the successful completion of this project. Mr. Prem Jain, who is the chief mentor of this project, might not like me thanking him, because it is he who really owned this project right from the inception. Our deep appreciation to Prem and his team for successful completion of this project. Alumni have always been a source of strength and inspiration for us at BITS. While we hear about alumni contribution to their alma mater in various universities, BITSians always do things differently. First, our alumni figured out what is really needed for the institute in improving its infrastructure, whether it is BITSConnect 1 or 2, and contribute for the same. Second, they did not just cut the check. They were with us in each and every step of implementation of the project. It is this hand-holding which has made our bonding with alumni stronger and stronger. It might be difficult for me to acknowledge everyone in this short time, and so let me thank the captain, Mr. Raju Reddy, and through him, all BITS alumni who are spread all over the globe for the wonderful Guru Dakshina they have given today. I would like to thank members of the press who were present in the press conference and in the inaugural function. Last but not the least, my thanks to the faculty, staff, and students of all the 4 campuses for their enthusiastic participation. Thank you one and all.
So with the permission of Chair, may I please declare the function closed?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Also,
I have a quick refreshment, and then I just want to show you for a minute in the classroom also. Okay. Sure.